Baby, when you finally get to love somebody, guess what? It's gonna be me. Hey guys, as I sit down to film today, it is May 1st, and that means that this is the perfect time to give you an update on my project pan, so let's get into this. As always, I want to start off by welcoming you back to my channel, or if you're new here, then hello and welcome. My name is Kara, and on my channel, we like to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb. What I am wearing today on my eyes are the two palettes that are in the project pan, and on my lips, I am wearing one of the new Gucci liquid lipsticks, and it has a really weird name, and I can't remember what it is. Grace Cinnamon, which sounds like a stage name if I ever did hear one, but at any rate, that's what we've got going on. The shirt is from a store called Susie Sheer. I believe it's Canadian, not entirely sure. I will look into it, link it down below, but I love it. I think it's really pretty and feminine and girly, and it makes me feel pretty, so here we are. Okay, this is now, we did January, February, March, wow, that comes after February. Wow, January, February, March, April. So all 4 months. So there's a 4-month progress update. We are a third of the way through the year. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, I do have a playlist of my project pan updates. So if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, go feel. Oh my goodness, we are just trucking along here today, aren't we? If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, feel free to check out that playlist. But today it's just gonna be a really quick update. The last one I did an actual application on camera. I might do that again for next month, but I'm probably just gonna alternate them back and forth. So we've got some exciting progress to talk about, so we need to get started. So what do we want to start with? Let's talk about in order of application for me. So first up, Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. You can see that I've got fairly consistent use from month to month. I'm not entirely sure how I managed to accomplish quite that much in the first month. Perhaps I was just very gung-ho or very heavy-handed. But at any rate, still progress. I'm happy with that. I think this project or this product is going to be in the project for quite some time, and frankly, I'm okay with that. I do like it as a base, not in love with it just on its own. I think it's a little bit too strong. If you went in with like a really light hand and really sort of blended it around, I think it would give you that like healthy, I drink all the water kind of look. But the amount that I typically use as like a primer of sorts, that is a little overkill for my own personal liking just on its own, but underneath foundation, I think it's really beautiful. So happy to see the progress on it. So speaking of foundation, we are getting so close to finishing this. So I've been using the Kogan Do Aqua foundation. I have it in the shade 113. This is a very pricey beast. I talk about that all the time. I got mine sent to me through Look Fantastic, so I'm very pleased about that and very grateful for that, because this is north of 100 if you purchase it on your own, at least in Canadian dollars. I think it's about 104 Canadian plus tax, which is going to take it to like more than that, like 120, close in and around that area. But look how close we're getting to finishing it. Like, it's been very consistent progress from month to month. This is going to be done by the end of May. That is really exciting. I can't remember the last time I completely used a foundation. I know I've done it, but I am drawing a blank. I can't remember. It's been a very long time. So I'm excited to be almost finished this. I'm gonna be a little sad to see it go because I really, really like it. And like I said, it has a very hefty price tag. I don't think that I'm going to be repurchasing it right away. In fact, I know I'm not. I have a drawer full of foundations that have basically been left languishing while I focus on this. So I'm gonna give them some love, but this is one that I will keep on my like wish list for future because I really, really love this foundation so much. If it's within your budget, I highly, highly recommend it. So next, let's talk about the face powder products. So I've got a blush, a highlighter, and a finishing powder. The blush, we all know it is the beast that is known as Milani Luminoso, one of the baked blushes. I've had it for, I would say, probably 6, maybe 7 years at this point, which is ridiculous. Like, I've had it almost as long as I have had my daughter, which is nuts, but here we are. I don't think you're fully prepared to see just how much progress I've made on this, but hold on to your butts. Here we go. Take a look at all that pan. How exciting is that? I am going to be finished this by the end of the month, and that is like blowing my mind. I honestly didn't think it was possible. I can't celebrate too early because it's not completed yet, but like, holy shit. I didn't know that was possible, so I'm very excited about that one. This has brought me like no end of joy seeing each one of these like little squares of pan appear. So exciting about that one. So excited about that one. Likewise, the highlighter, also very exciting. Definitely not going to be finished anytime soon, but exciting nonetheless. There is where we are at with this. So I had been originally just trying to clear out like the one piece by the edge, and then just got frustrated with that. So I figured I may as well just like expand the pan on it. So that's what I've been sort of focusing on this month. And I'm excited again about the progress on this. Like, that is a sizable amount of pan that's in there. There's still quite a bit of product, and like a little goes a long way. This is really the like kind of highlighter that you could like summon entities from outer space with, because it is so blinding. But all that to say, I still haven't got bored of using it. I absolutely love this highlighter. I think it's gorgeous. I would absolutely repurchase this, except I have a million champagne highlighters, so I don't need to. But if you're in the market for like a nice, super blingy champagne highlight, look no further than Luminoso. Nope, not Luminoso, Flexitarian from ColourPop. So like I said, you could summon aliens with this highlight because it is so impactful. So what I like to use to sort of tone it down, meld all my face products together, are the Meteorites from Guerlain. So these ones in particular are in 2 light. And I'll just stick the picture up on the screen. It's hard for me to sort of gauge exactly how much progress I've used in this. I know people have recommended using a kitchen scale, which is a phenomenal idea, except I don't think I have one. If I do, I just can't find it. So I could go out and buy one, but I don't want to. So we'll just keep trucking along with this one. Eventually, it'll finish, I think, at some point. Not anytime soon, but hopefully by the end of the year, but we'll just keep trucking along with it and we shall see. So then let's move on to the 2 eyeshadow palettes. So first up, let's talk about Tartelette in Bloom. That is the primary shadow or primary palette that I've got going on my eyes. Just this like shiny part in the middle is coming from the second palette, but all of the matte shadows that you see here are from this one. I'm quite pleased to see all of those pans expanding as well. And there are 2 very exciting little pans in here. One of them, we are so close to actually seeing the bottom of it, and the other has a dip that I was not anticipating at all. I did mention this one in the last video, but this shade right up here is like this sort of satiny kind of taupe shade, and in the past I haven't been super excited about it because it's kind of like a non-color, like it's very neutral. It's not particularly cool, it's not particularly warm. It hasn't had great lasting power in the past, but I scrubbed off all the hard pan, and then when I pick it up with the brush, which is actually now very easy to pick up, spray it with a little bit of setting spray, and I don't have any issues with it anymore. And as you can see, I now have quite the dip going on in there, whereas these 2 pans I was not even remotely interested in when I started this project, but now I think I might actually be able to hit pan on that taupe shade. I'm still not like super in love with this more coppery shade simply because of the color of it, but I might fall in love with that one. I did not anticipate falling in love with the taupe one, and here we are. So we will see, but I'm very excited about that. But again, I am very, very happy to report that I'm still not bored with using this palette, which again blows my mind because it's been 4 months of using the same palette and I'm perfectly happy with it. So loving that for me. And then we will move on to the Rose Gold Remastered palette. If you'll recall, I'm just focusing on one shade in specific that's in here. And there is now pan in that shade. And not only is there pan, but there's a good amount of pan in there as well. Like, you can see where I've been mostly lying my brush down is in that one corner, but look at all that shiny goodness underneath there. I love this shadow so much. I'm very excited about that. How many times in this video have I said the word excited? Perhaps we could make it a drinking game. Every time I say it, take a shot. Okay, we have to do pencils, and then we have an item that I have finished completely, and I'm very excited about that as well. Take a shot. So I am also trying to pan an eyeliner pencil from Makeup Geek in the shade Espresso, as well as a lip pencil from Gerard Cosmetics in the shade Sugar and Spice. And I'll show you the progress in just a moment. It's very anticlimactic. It really is. Like, it just, pencils you don't use very much of, so they're boring to pan, to be honest. But I love that the lip pencil is now shorter than the eyeliner pencil. I don't know why that makes me so happy, yet here we are. So let me show you the actual progress. And here we can see the progress. Again, it's fairly consistent, although in this past month I've used both a little bit more than I have in previous months, especially the lip pencil. And I think it's just I'm getting into the habit of using the lip pencil, so I always apply it, fill my lips in, and then go in with my lipstick or like a lip oil on top of it, something like that. So I think I'm just getting a little bit more use because I am using it every single day now. And then with the eyeliner, I've also been doing a lot of just like easy makeup. I'll put that like taupe shade on my, like all over my lid, a little bit of like a cool matte brown from the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and then I will use the eyeliner pencil as my upper lid liner, which is something I don't typically do. I'm much more of a fan of liquid liner, but this one I'll just like apply it sort of over half and then either smudge it out with a brush or my finger. And there we have a little bit of like a smoky eyeliner effect going on. So I think that's why I'm getting a bit more use out of this. So I'm going to continue doing that as we move forward so that I can get as much use out of this as possible, because even at this point, I think this is going to be around until like the very later days of this project because it's just taking so long to make any real progress on it. So that brings us to our first empty of this project, and that is the perfume that I've been working on, Dahlia Divin from Givenchy. I can't believe I finished a full-size perfume, like truly. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. I use it every day, so like it's not like it's a shock, but I don't know that I've ever finished up a full-size bottle of perfume before. Like the little testers or the roller balls, yeah, I've done those, but full-size? I don't think that I have. If I have, I'm not remembering. But at any rate, this one is pretty much completely done. There is like a tiny bit of liquid still in there, but it won't spray out anymore. And I've tried to take like this part off just to like, you know, dab it onto my wrist directly. This comes off, but like I can't, even just looking at it, like this metal part is like crimped around the bottle. So unless I break like the glass, which I'm not going to do for the sake of like one application of perfume, I'm just going to call it done because for all intents and purposes it is. But that opened up a little bit of a conundrum for me because I said, okay, well, I'm done an item. Now what? Do I bring something in to replace it? If so, does it have to be the exact same kind of product? Can it be something else? What am I going to do with this situation? So I thought for the perfume, because I do apply perfume every day, you can see in the background, perhaps, I do have quite a few bottles of perfume, but rather than just pick one perfume and work at it because it doesn't take up a lot of space on here, I brought this guy out. So this is a glass from Cleona Cosmetics, and if you can see, it is bursting with perfume samples. It's frankly embarrassing that I have so many perfume samples. Like, I don't even know how I amassed them, but I'm guessing like add the free sample to cart thing sucks me in more than I'm aware of because I can't fit another one in here. So yesterday I put up a very like cryptic message on my community post, and I'm just hopping over to it now to see what the result of the poll was because I said no context, pick a number. And the options that I gave were 15, 20, or 25, because that's how many of these perfume samples I am going to pull out of here, and that is going to be entered into the project. So looking at the poll here, you picked the middle of the road and 52% of you voted for 20. So I am going to pull 20 little sample bottles, and that is going to be part of the project. All right, so I've got my 20 randomly selected perfume samples here. So we're going to count all 20 of them as one item to replace this one. And I know in going through the items earlier in the video, there are some that I really think are going to be finished by the end of this month. For those ones, I'm going to consider whether or not I want to replace them with the exact same kind of item. In particular, the foundation, I doubt that I'm going to try to focus on another foundation. We'll see. I have a couple items in mind that I might want to bring in just for the sake of getting them finished and like just drilling down on them, but you'll find out more in the next update because my feelings could change by then. But at any rate, we now have some room from the top on this, and I'll just put it back where it belongs, and we'll go from there. And maybe if I place more makeup orders, I'll just maybe not get perfume samples because holy crap, there's a lot of them. But there we have it. That is the update for this month. If you've been working on any items, I'd love to hear how your progress is going. Have you finished anything this month? Are you close to it? What are your goals? All that good stuff. Let me know down below. I, for one, am happy with where I'm at, and I cannot wait until the next update because I really think there's going to be at least 2 items that are finished. Well, there's only going to be 2 items that are finished. Nothing else is all that close, but I'm just loving seeing the progress, and the fact that I'm not bored by it yet is just icing on the cake. So there we have it. I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. And if you do, I highly recommend turning on those bell notifications because I do not have a set upload schedule. I just go by the seat of my pants and I upload when I upload. So if you want to be notified of that, turn your bell notifications on. Okay, with that, I will see you in my next video. And until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.